I thought, again, we had a bad at bat in the first. It didn't allow us to kind of separate a little more. And then we had a good inning. It was an odd inning in the third where, I mean, 6 guys in a row came up and took a quality batter, hit the ball hard, and we only ended up with 1 run out of it. You know, to nobody's fault. It's baseball sometimes. And then really broke through in the next inning. So thought it was a good day offensively.
How you guys define a quality at bat?
There's a lot of factors to it. You know, I mean, if you move the offense in any way, that obviously categorizes it. If it's a hard or loud out, meaning, you know, hard contact, 100 miles an hour or better, you know, tough at bat, you know, 7, 8, 9 pitches. We had to raise the bar on 6 or more because everybody was getting a lot of those because we take tough at bats as it is. So those are just some of the natures of it.
I saw you meet with Michael after that ground out he had in the first inning, I think it was. What do you want to see done differently there?
I mean, it's 2 out RBI. Those are hard to get, you know, so I don't have any problem with a swing or anything like that. I just want him to stay positive and want his body language to suggest that he's a confident player and feels good about what he's doing. And he took 2 great ones after that and made some really good plays. We'll fly under the radar in a game like that, but I really liked the infield defense today. I don't think Steven got a ball, but Michael made a nice play coming in, good first step. Danny made a good play, and Jared did as well. And you have to do that when you're playing a team that has much team speed as Southern does.
And then how big of a luxury is it to have guys like Ethan who can come off the bench and hit home
Yeah.
run, Ashton, Jay?
Yeah, it's awesome. I love it. You know, it's like you're creating. I don't know anything about video games, but I hear the guys talking about them. Like you can create like these players, I guess, and like so taking all their skills. Like we're creating this all-American player. It's just done within like 3 or 4 different guys.
And with Ethan, that was his first career home run at LSU. Was that kind of odd to you?
Very. Like, I had no idea because I've seen him hit so many home runs in inter-squad games before. Like, and they were getting all crazy about it. I'm like, what's the big deal? This guy's got more power than anybody on the team. Like, I didn't get it. Like, I literally didn't understand that was his first homer in the game. And he's had a lot of good at-bats for us last year and a lot of big hits. Huge hit. I think it was at Southeastern. Huge hit in the SEC tournament against South Carolina. I just have always viewed him as a good player. For some reason, I thought he hit one like early in his freshman year too. So didn't even realize that.
With Connor, what allows him to induce so much weak contact?
Yeah, he's really tough to hit. He's got velocity, he's got movement, he's got location, he's got change speeds, he's got 3 or 4 pitches, and he believes in himself. Like he really attacks his zone and be a huge part of the staff. I was happy to get him out there today.
And he's had some injury issues over the last few years. What's been sort of the key in sort of making sure he maintains his health throughout this year?
You know, I think, well, we have better resources than maybe he's had available to him. Chris does a good job with the lifting stuff and patterning it for guys, you know, history and what we need to do to get them the work that they need to improve on the field, but stay healthy and strong. Isaac Trujillo is probably the most important, least talked about person in our entire program as our athletic trainer. He's unbelievable and does a good job with all of that. I think segmenting him properly, you know, picking the rest spots, you know, I think he could be a multiple time a week guy, but I want to make sure we have a good foundation underneath. That was the thought of going 3 innings this first time. I think he could start, obviously, as you saw. I think there's enough pitches there. So I think it was just good way to start him out. And then, you know, we'll be mindful of it, you know, which we have the ability to do, you know, with the arms that we have. Like, we don't have to rush him out there. We can do this right, and I feel like we did this time around. So
you mentioned the infield defense through 4 games. How have you seen those guys kind of adapt to their positions?
Well, I think it's – I mean, I'm sure you guys could do a study. There's a lot of experience in that infield right now, like a lot of college baseball that has been played. They should be good. You know what I mean? I'd be really disappointed if they weren't. They work hard. We're tough on fundamentals, and they have a lot of games underneath them. You know, and our pitchers execute pitches. You know, that is an underlying thing, too, of sometimes they make the plays easier when they execute pitches. And so far, I mean, that's what's happening. It'll definitely get tougher.
Nichols next, Brent Herring, I know he was on your staff
Yeah.
last year. Have you guys had any discussions? Is this his first head coaching?
This is, yeah.
Okay. Have you given him any tips? Has he asked you?
Yeah, for sure. It's actually really cool, honestly, because we were like 6 days after winning the national championship, and we had a mass exodus, staff-wise, between Wes going to Georgia, Josh going with him, strength coach went with him. So, like, we needed a director of operations, and I was in the Atlanta airport, and actually I was coming back from going to see Luke Holman. I went to see Luke Holman. I was on my way back to Baton Rouge, and he just happened to call me, and I was like, well, why don't you come do this for a year? And I go, if you come do this for a year, I'll bet you have a better job in 12 months. And that's exactly what happened. So it was pretty cool. He's a great guy. I've known him for a long time. He's a grinder. Does a good job. And, he has a tough situation there with the portal. They got gutted pretty good. And he was taking over for a great coach. Like Mike Silva, in my opinion, one of the best coaches out there. So, but they won a couple games this weekend. I know they got a game tonight. So I'm glad we're done so we can lock in and watch that and get prepared to play those guys.
Could this be an opportunity for Jacob to pitch against his old team?
I mean, he'll be on the board. I mean, he was on the board today. I don't get caught up in that stuff too much. Like, we need him to be a good pitcher for our team. If there's an opportunity that presents itself, I'm not going to put him in to have like some moment. Like, that's not how it goes. It's got to be. We got to win the game, and allegedly it's going to be freezing, and it's the first game on the road. My opinion, I just told the team, is you have to win by 3 on the road to take the crowd and the umpires and all those factors out of it. So, like, that's like the 782nd thing that's on my brain is him pitching against his former team.
Did you like what you saw from a base running standpoint today?
Yeah.
Better balls in the dirt and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
that's good. We actually practiced yesterday. Normally we take Monday off, but I just want to move on from opening weekend. And we had so many guys in the game. Like, it was great. Like, there's so much of that's over with. But in this season, you have to master the art of moving on, and that's maturity. And so we just wanted to get out there. And so we worked on a couple things. But again, like, I don't really look at any of what happened there this weekend as a problem, other than we had 2 plays, bad jump, and then maybe not enough big enough lead when we addressed it, move on. Like, that's how it goes. Like, I mean, I was a couple of bats in the first inning could have been better, and we could have blown the thing open. So we address it, we move on, and it's just, they're not going to be perfect. Like, we have really good players, really good team. It's just, baseball is not meant to be played perfect. So, but yeah, it was good. It was good today, and we hit some balls hard, so it gave them an opportunity to go 2 bases at a time, and it was good.
How do you tell your guys to prepare for the cold?
I mean, I don't know. Like, it's like toughness, like, period. I mean, it's not going to rain. I saw it's going to rain in the morning there and then clear out. And it's turf, so we got that going for us. It's warmer when you play on turf. It's going to be a sold-out crowd, so you get some enthusiasm going there. I mean, it's not going to be like Louisiana Tech that first year I was here. That was I never felt anything like that before. Holy cow. So, I mean, I saw we're above 40, so that's good with me.
2 more?
Could you see Zach seeing his role expand?
Oh, he's going to have a huge role on the staff. I thought he looked great today, too. I thought he was great. Yeah, and he is good. He's going to be huge. I mean, when you say that, like, I think he could start, he could close, he could come be like a one-shot deal to disrupt a certain part of the order, play well off a different pitcher. Like, he's really good. He's a huge part of our staff, just like Connor is. And I was very happy to see Cade Woods throw a score this inning. I thought he looked great.
Devin Sharon has seemingly taken the Will Helmers role before games, trying to get the guys, I guess, pumped up, excited. Like, what sort of makes him a fit for that?
It's a good question. Somebody told me he smashed a Monster can on his head the other day. Is that true, guys? I didn't know. I don't know what's going on there, but hey, man, I told the team today there's no substitute for enthusiasm, so I guess that's showing enthusiasm. So